50% tariff on Indian goods, a direct response to New Delhi's ongoing purchases of Russian oil. But India remains undeterred. Brushing off what it calls a reckless tariff tirade, New Delhi continues to stand by its trade relations with Moscow. At the same time, India is accusing the US of double standards. Despite its tough stance, the US itself continues to import Russian chemicals and fertilizers. In a surprising twist, on the same day, August 6th, President Donald Trump claimed he had no knowledge that the US was still importing such products from Russia. That comment came just after India alleged that the United States continues to import uranium hexafluoride for its nuclear industry, along with fertilizers and other chemicals, all from Russia.
Mr. President,
Thank you.
India says that the U.S. imports Russian uranium, chemicals, fertilizers, while criticizing their energy imports. Your response to that, sir?
I don't know anything about it. I'd have to check, but we'll get back to you on that. Yeah.
A day later, on August 7th, a senior U.S. administration official confirmed that Russian chemical imports were indeed still entering the American market. But the official dismissed comparisons, stating that India imports billions of dollars worth of Russian goods, while U.S. imports remain modest. The same official went further, accusing India of intentionally taking advantage of the ongoing war in Ukraine.
There is simply no comparison between the hundreds of billions of dollars of growing Indian imports of Russian oil and the modest U.S. imports of Russia goods, which amount to less than 1% of the value of Indian imports. The U.S. imports from Russia are limited to commodities that we don't currently have good alternatives for, but which we are aggressively working to create more domestic alternatives to reduce reliance on Russia. By contrast, India has intentionally taken advantage of the war in Ukraine to dramatically increase its purchases of Russian crude, when there are roughly 40 major crude providers that could satisfy Indian demand.
Following Trump's announcement of a steep 50% tariff on Indian goods linked to trade with Russia, New Delhi issued a swift and pointed response. India's Ministry of External Affairs called the U.S. move extremely unfortunate. In an official statement, MEA spokesperson Ranveer Jaiswal said, "India will take all actions necessary to protect its national interests." New Delhi has also labeled the U.S. tariffs as unfair, unjustified, and unreasonable.